Split Earth to follow. Nightmare's available. It's going to be used on Centaur. Oh, what? If he gets out of this, I swear to baby Jesus, all that's holy.
Oh my god. Vincere almost really fucked. Interesting build-up. I have no idea what the point is.
I think he might have bought that
before dying.
Yeah, that's my guess when he was dying in the trees over there.
Must have
probably
been, just to save lose a little less gold.
Or he just wants us to talk about him. Misery might be in some trouble. Looking for the deny, will not get it. 6 stun instead. And it's sure to follow. Shockwave, Ice Path, everything used. They get the tier 1 Navi does, along with the kill on Bane.
If Godlike had a little more burst there, that would have been 2 easy kills for Navi.
Oh, Medusa.
Alliance's hero is pretty tanky.
Oh, yeah. Doesn't even have enough ulti. Oh! Okay, no. The rhinoceros, mammoth, hippopotamus creature in Magnus. Also known as Magnetar.
It is. Frost is playing with a lot of confidence. The Enfeeble is nice and all, but they need to force that now.
There we go. At this mana pool. He does have ages to play around with this time, but he's getting a little bit from his team. And the aggression from Navi might be too much. It's admirable, and despite having the heart goes down very easily, Godlike will fall to the Exorcism. So both just focusing on everybody but Tawny. And he's gonna die. Okay, I'm not even sure what the hell's going on here. Nice Cyclone, dodge of the Wraithfire Blast. There's a double kill for Hani, another Cyclone. Cyclone does it right. Funnick on the run. This is gonna be a team wipe for Alliance. Very sloppy play from Navi. Right now, Alliance on the run, it seems. Ake won't be able to get out of this. Right clicks are too much. What happened to Sniper? Oh, he died late, too. So he ends up going down. Here comes the Blink stun. Bulldog. Continuing the pressure. Cryptstorm taking it. I can't believe Alliance is still in this fight. I guess everybody from Navi is super low. Buyback from Close is going to try to TP in. Split Earth, Gallblack. Double Edge should take him out. Double Edge, double kaboom. Is it going to happen? Just do it! He gets silenced! Do it! Damn it!
He wants to not do it.
Why doesn't he want to do it?
Okay, so quick breakdown of that. Dendi did everything he needed to do. He got two-man RPs. They dealt whatever damage they could in it, but the Death Prophet was not brought down at all. Hani got free movement. Host ran out of mana early, then Hani eventually cleans him up, etc. Navi don't have single target damage. It's the biggest weakness of their lineup against the Death Prophet.
Oh,
see if it. They can't bring him down here. I think he's gonna run out.
They have a blink.
Maybe not.
Fire blast.
Okay.
He gets silenced.
Godlike can't believe it. It's like, what? What are you doing?
Vinscore's like very hesitant here. Once he's on silence, he can blink. He can blink stun, and Hani has no BKB.
Yeah, I don't know if Hani could have made it out of that by just like yuling the. I think he could have just yuled the Wraith King and run, but instead he tried to yule Hvost, who Lincoln did, which was completely useless, and then he silenced him. So just a misplay. He might have misclicked even, because I couldn't imagine him dying there. Just yuling Vinscore and running should be fine, but because then his team would have caught up with him. Could have got a 4-staff from Bulldog. I think he's going to be too late now. Still potential of living if everything goes right, but to finish off my thought from before, so Navi have really good spread damage, right? They have Jakiro, Lishrak, Medusa, Magnus, incredible AoE. But if they don't catch up Hani, they can't control him well enough in the fights, as he might be recalled.
Holy, that's 750 gold going away to the Wraith King. I did not know there was a bounty on Hani's head.
He could ultimately reach a point when he can start dealing single target damage. That's what they could do with their Wraith King, with empowering him and 1 or 2 damage items. What?
Bane. Oh, beautiful 4-step from Misery. That's a lot used from Jakiro. Of course, a buyback now on Death Prophet, who does not have Exorcism for another 30 seconds. Illuminate's going to illuminate the Roche Pit.
Illuminator's going to illuminate. Oh, Funny gets in trouble.
Yeah, Funny's in quite a bit of trouble, but they're gonna blink in! Admiral Bulldog, can he get this? He was not just cover the cliff. Medusa gets the Aegis in the meantime, but is that really... He gets the cheese, he uses it, but it's only gonna prevent the inevitable, I think. Or not prevent... Whoa! 4-staff! I forgot he had one! Beautifully done from Admiral Bulldog. The stun onto Hani, right clicks from Vinscore. Not sure if Navi wants to continue this. Medusa's the one that gets Cyclone. Lincoln's was already popped. Still has Aegis, however. Exorcism, there it goes. It's gonna take off the sleep right away. We're seeing him get stunned thanks to the mana drain 4-staff combination. Admiral Bulldog is looking for it. He's looking for it. No more mana shield for you. Here comes the Come on, Centaur. Why must you do this to me? It's like teasing me. They come. Alright, well, Kavos is dead. He's surrounded by literally the entire Alliance team.
What a big play from Bulldog. That was so huge. He blinks in. Then he tried to skewer him up but failed. He then Stampede steals the Roche. So they get the last hit. He then gets the cheese and because of that lives and keeps 3 of Navi's heroes busy while they take off the Jakira at the side with Loda and then continue. That was easily the biggest individual play of the series right there from Bulldog. Huge risk, huge reward play, and he pulls it off.
Are under attack.
Alliance could just be winning this game at this rate. They've taken back a 12k gold deficit. And I still think their late game is incredibly good.
And remember, Medusa bought back earlier, so that should be still on cooldown for another 3 minutes and 50 seconds, so they have some time to start to siege this. Macropyre taking out all the creeps, but won't do much to the Centaur because he's a beefy mother effer. Dendi has RP, double RP in fact, right now. And the question is, does the Alliance want to actually continue this? This is risky.
They don't have Exorcism, else I think they would force the issue there. But instead, I'm gonna recall Loda back. He's gonna find some farm in the top lane. Midas ready.
He should have MKB shortly.
Yep.
For that
300 gold
butterfly.
off. Yeah, he's gonna get it now.
So Medusa, despite having the butterfly, somewhat countered the MKB of... It's all about positioning for Sniper, of course. If he gets caught out, he's gonna get GG'd out, pretty much. So I don't think you can, like you were talking about earlier in the series, does he really have the opportunity to save for buyback at all? They need his damage more than anything.
He could do it after this item. I think buying the MKB is a good choice, and then now you have enough damage that you can buy back after and still feel relevant enough in both your lives. So.
Sell Midas! Sell Midas!
He could do that, that's true.
I don't think it's quite enough for the buyback though.
Well, how much does he get from that? He gets like 1,000...
Bulldog?
Bulldog.
Man, having that heart feels so good. He has 2,000 gold. I hope he goes for Blade Mail next. It'll make me very happy as a Centaur player myself. I don't know if you knew this, but I play Centaur a lot. Really like that hero.
Are you top 50 or something?
Not anymore. Unfortunate. Bane getting caught out. Ultimate popped by Phobos and a nice Centaur ult, but here comes the RP. Only hits one. Dendi forces BKB out from himself. Exorcism is popped in addition. It's a 1-for-1. That's a Wraith King ult and a beautiful second RP into a skewer. Loda getting low. 2 dead, 1 buyback. Being stripped on Dendi from the sidelines. But doesn't matter. 3 dead for Alliance. All they lose is Dendi. And with this...
And they don't have any buybacks.
No buybacks. Misery is miserable right now, going down to the grave. The only one to buy back is Centaur. Well, I shouldn't say the only. Keeper of the Light and Centaur both buy back, I do believe.
What a 6-second RP from Dendi. So the first one he lands on Centaur wasn't that good. He then refreshed, insta-skewers into RP onto Loda. He was totally caught off guard by that, not ready for it whatsoever. Really nice play. Or was it even... No, it was Refresher, 4-step RP, and he skewered them back. That's right, that's how he did it. So... Really nice play from them. Probably securing out the game when it looked like it could start going Alliance's way. They should be able to get Megas here. It's a whole minute on the Death Prophet, half a minute on Sniper. It might even go tier 4s, like the throne is exposed.
Death Prophet doesn't have ult for 80 seconds anyway. I don't know how much use
They know there's no buyback, because else Alliance would have spent it by now. Lost has MKB, so doesn't care about the punch.
Ice Path. Macropyre, 4-stab, death. And GG shortly come out as Navi takes game 1 of his best of 2. Admiral Bulldog, you played
2-game series.
Admirably, good sir. What did I say? I said best of 2 again?
Yeah, you did.
God damn it, Cinder. It's all your fault.
We're trying to get rid of it. What? I'm the big proponent of saying 2-game series.
I know.
Nice try. Van score.
Van
Horses being
exchanged.
Lots of horses being exchanged. Means good game and ready these days. It means a lot of different things.
It means ready. It means Kappa, and it is a handshake at the end of the game, like you just.
Yeah,
so
it's a GG, and it's also.
It's also a horse.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's also
best of all worlds, right there.
So, really good game, I have to say. I think that was really cool. Great individual plays from both sides. Highlight of the moment for me, Admiral Bulldog's steal was really sick. And Dendi with a couple of great RPs. We said earlier he has to come out big in this game. I feel like he did. For me, probably the MVP of the series, even though it goes to show you don't have to hit every single RP amazingly. Like, some of them weren't that good, but he hit a couple that were game deciding, and that's what Magnus is all about. So, nice play from both teams, and Na'Vi take it. They're now 3-0 in the tournament, and of course we have Game 2 against Alliance coming up after a short break. Top lane. Na'Vi are looking to initiate onto this Doom. Godlike coming in with a
Oh, they're blocking. Wow, they don't even need Go Black here. Who are they going to give first blood to? It is Sand King. I think that's a really good choice, to say the least.
And I believe, did we introduce Na'Vi's players on the heroes? Because
No.
else I'm going to go over it really quickly after that first blood. Godlike on the Sand King mentioned that. Vincere will be playing Shadow Demon, one of his best heroes. Really good in defensive supports or hybrids.
Mid lane, Dendy's going down. 1 for 1.
Playing
Overall.
Windranger one-on-one, and they have the same experience. That really goes to show how important that is. Like,
Yeah, for sure. Dendy actually has a little bit more in fact, but you know, not gonna get specific here. Dendy again, getting a little bit of damage from Flame Guard, Searing Chains to follow, and a little bit of physical damage to Havost on the Morphling.
yeah, he's just getting way more. Like, this is just the 12 creeps that he's ahead. Loda has not been able to get the same because Funny got a grip on the bottom lane with his Prophet.
Doom on Morphling. He did pop his strength in time, but no mana. So we'll see if they can actually dive this. Gets a beautiful Searing Chain. He's gonna clean up Morphling with keys. But was that a completely missed Godlike stun? In the end, a couple from Na'Vi go down.
Sandstorm either, and now he gets amped. Excuse me, Godlike, what's going on?
4 for 1.
Case, but yeah, well, that's also Purge.
Loda.
Oh, Vincere. Oh,
He wants to go Vincere. Do it. Blinkstar is gonna hit 2! Godlike runs into that. Amplify damage on Vincere. Another Godlike stun. They are not on the same page with these Burrow Strikes, and they're gonna easily take out Shadow Demon, but Godlike will get away. Possibly. Funny tries to TP out. It seems like every single teleportation from Funny gets cancelled some way, somehow.
Alliance are just completely outplaying Na'Vi at this point. It's just like the way they took off from the early game is it's really
top tower is under attack.
It's a pleasure to watch when a team uses a lead like this, and it's not just the lead in golden experience, it's the lead in terms of the game plan and how their lineup works. They're abusing the fact that Na'Vi can't really fight them, and they're not abusing it to just farm up heavily with their Ember, with the Battle Fury, etc. They're just running them over in multiple lanes at once with their incredible mobility with Slaughter, Ember, and of course the Familiars. Just very nice to watch. I don't know what you do at this point if you're Na'Vi, to be honest. Like, you have to try and farm and just play passively, but it seems wherever you go, you just get stomped. Like, look at the warding from Alliance as well. Great aggressive warding around the the Roshan area, I should say. They still have the Aegis even. This tower is gone. The question is if they're going to sacrifice heroes to try and hold it.
Spirit put in the river just in case, just for a rainy day. And Tier 1 tower is being surrounded by Na'Vi, so they're here to defend. But Tani has other plans. A beautiful crush and a Searing Chain. Oh my god, they're just blowing up. 2 dead, Dendy on the run. He uses 4-step, looks like he'll live. But this Tier 1 tower will not Searing Chain. This Nature's Prophet replicate is destroyed, which is very important. What is he doing over there? My goodness.
Okay,
Funny doing what he should do, but
completely dismantled now. Like, that's... I understand where Provost is coming from, to be honest, because like the whole game is falling apart, and you have to find farm, right? And you don't know where the vision is from Alliance, and they made that move very quickly. This ward right here saw him farming, and it just all happened so quickly you don't even have time to use waveform. Like, Bulldog plays it really, really fast with the Doom.
Well, he had the replicate in the middle of the fight to try to see if he wanted to actually go in, but once they lost a couple heroes, he could have just put it in his base or something like that. But maybe he didn't have enough time.
It's true, he let the replicate die. That's a good point. Then maybe he could have just jumped to that when he got opened on, but still.
But look at it. I mean, Ember Spirit Tani 11 and 1, and we talked about even though he got first blood against Dendy, it was still very even because of all the denies coming out from Dendy. But the problem is, you have somebody in the jungle in Sand King who hasn't taken advantage of the Blink Dagger. Still.
I haven't felt Godlike's presence in this game at all. on that Sand King. There's just not been anything much happening.
So the fact that he was in the jungle,
Vanscore, like their lineup as well, right? Sand King and Shadowfiend have so good synergy early on to roam around and set up ganks. They prioritized farming the Blink Dagger, that's fine, but then they need some value out of it instead of the early rotations they could have made with their supports. So ultimately, you've got Vanscore, who is 1-5 and 3. You've got Godlike, who's 1-3 and 4. Sure, Godlike has 100% kill attendance, which is out of like 5 out of 5, but there's a lot of pressure on him. We talked about it even after the draft was over. This Sand King needs to create a lot of early mid-game pressure for Na'Vi, and it just hasn't happened. They haven't found the openings. And now, I just think it's too late. They're going to try to go for a fight here. This is not good for them.
Bulldog gets stunned. They get the initiation at least, but my god!
No, it's not going to end.
My lord, 2 dead, 3 dead. Where is everybody else? Funnick always in the opposite lane. Morphling, nothing you can do. He doesn't have any damage items yet. He's probably going for the Yashi into his skull. He's going to try to find Vincere. And he's really cocky. Most always so. And they're actually going to pick him on. This is like GG before he dies. I mean, okay. This is bound to happen when a brand new player comes in. I know they've had some practice time, obviously, because it's been on the team technically for like 2 or 3 weeks, something like that. But the Shadow Demon, Sand King, like we talked about, is great synergy, but the chemistry just isn't there yet. They haven't clicked, and I don't know. It's bound to happen with new players.
It can also, like, I don't know how much I want to put on the fact that he's the new player in the team, etc., because this can also happen to experienced pairs where you just... something goes wrong in the game. Like you don't communicate well enough what exactly you want to do, or the options you either don't completely agree what is the best play at the point in time, or you misanalyze the situation. Like you just flat out read it wrong. You're like, we need to shut down this Doom in the top lane really hard with the Shadow Demon. They got the first blood. That's great. And they kept controlling him and giving Sand King farm, but I don't know how much it was a communication issue as much as it just... It could be many things. It could be miscommunication, just flat out mechanical misplays too. Like a couple of the stuns from God looked like completely out of position and out of place. And more than anything, I think what caught Na'Vi most off guard was that they couldn't really go on the lanes. So the setups that Sand King needed to find on the lanes, which you usually find against like enemy heroes farming somewhere, you see them farming, you predict that they're going to go here and take a creep wave, and then you go for the gank. Just never really happened because there was always Alliance that found out Na'Vi. With Ember and Slaughter off the map, it is also difficult to know where you need to go as Sand King. So I think it was a difficult game and he had a lot of weight to lift. And well, at the end of the day, he just didn't do it. But I don't, you know, it was just a hard game. The top fight at the tier 1 though is like the #1 thing to point out, I guess, where they really lost a lot and they could have avoided it. So.
But with that, that is the end of today. The day is over. You can all go to sleep now, even if it's in the middle of the day like it is here in Arizona. But what do we have next on our schedule? The next 7 days after this, we will be having games.
We are packed with matches in the tournament. So if you guys like some Captain's Draft, don't worry. There's going to be so many games coming up. Tomorrow we have a Virtus Pro doubleheader. This is the first time they appear in the tournament. They didn't play in the opening weekend because they were at the LAN at D2CL, I believe. Or no, they were at another LAN, something. They had an event. But tomorrow they will be opening up with none other than Alliance into EG. So...